So welcome to Classic Austria. Here we are on the Sunday afternoon, the last day of the show. And as you can see, the Rover's still here on the Coach sit-and stand. We're going to have a look around and see what we can find. I haven't been around yet, so this is my first look at the show. And you'll see it for the first time as I see it. So, let's go. So we're coming to this place, which is a bit quieter. Some of the club exhibits. This particular one is for the Upper Austrian Motor Veterans Club. So let's have a look at the few cars they've got here. Starting off with this 1970 BMW 1600 2. BMW seems to be very popular in this group. It's a 1975 3-litre. And a 1954 Type 502 Baroque Engel. So it says there. Very smart. V8 too. Of course, a little Azetta. This one from 1959. Type 3200 CS Bertoni styled from 1962. Amazing. It's pretty original inside. Steyr was an Austrian company. This is a 220 Cabrio from 1938. They were made in Upper Austria actually. And these are all Steyrs. They later built cars with the help of Fiat. The Fiat 500, which they called the Steyr Puch. But they made some pretty out there looking cars. This is a 1938 220. And the headlights are in the grille. Look. It's another one from 1937. Wow. Pretty nice looking cars. And here's the one they built with Fiat. This is the Austrian Fiat 500 version called the Puchsteyr. This lovely green one's from 1967. And there were built some pretty stylish looking cars in the 1930s. It's in 1937. This is called a Steyr Baby. Gotta get the timing right. It's more radiated than anything else. Classic 30s looking car. And of course, one of these Grand Tours from 1921. So some older cars here. It's a 1904 Oldsmobile. (1911) Metz. A 1927 Singer Junior. A Praga Piccolo. It's a Russian one from 1927. Made in Russia. A Ford Model A from 1928. 39 horsepower. And a 1929 Auburn Speedster. Over the back I see a few British friends, so let's go and have a look at those. It's a Morgan, a 1971 Morgan. And a 1972 MGB GT Coupe. It's TR3, 1960 variety, and a 1965 Mark III Austin Healey. And the always beautiful Mark II Jag, that one from 1964. It's got the little side-light pips, like the P5B. And finally, Silver Dawn from 1953. And yeah, I think we've hit the Ford stand, so let's have a look at a few of these Fords. Taunus. Original dealer plate there. 17M Deluxe. I don't think we got those in Britain. I don't think we got those in Great Britain, but we certainly did get these. Of course, the Anglia, a Deluxe. This is in great shape. Lovely old English white. Here's a beautiful early 1963 Consul Cortina. It's in fantastic condition. Rear opening windows. The iconic rear light cluster. This one's a Deluxe, an EU Deluxe. And there it is, Cortina with the original dealer badge on from Linz. Fantastic, I love that. There's one we didn't get in Britain, Taunus, 12 MTS, again with the rear opening back windows. This one's from 1966. There it is. And a few years later, 67, this one came along. Bit of a redesign. Yeah. And then coming on to 1973, GXL. Complete with vinyl roof. And bendy aerial. 1977 Granada L. Great car. That's a really great collection of Fords. Well, certainly gave that one a go, didn't he? As I said, tractors are really popular around these parts. And I think there's still quite a few lounging around in barns in the hills around up Austria. Here's a lovely 1964 Mercedes-Benz 319T bus. And tractors. 1961 Lindner LW20N, if you want to know. Scooters are also pretty well represented here. These are Vespas, and these are for sale. Seems like 4,500's the going rate for an unrestored example. Right to 8,500 for a 200 rally. It's a SAB Cetra. SAB was the holiday company, obviously. Oh, I do like that. I do like a bus. Brown and orange. So it's got to be 70s. Lovely velour seats. So we're going to head back into the main hall now and see if things are quieting down on the musical front. So we can go for a walk around and take you around what's there. Ah, these were the auction ones that were auctioned the other day. Sold for 13,800. Sold for 11,500. Sold for 16,000. A W123 for 16,000. Sold for 11,500. BMW 320i. Sold, but doesn't say how much. A Chevrolet El Camino. Sold for 13,800 euros. A Chevrolet Corvette C3 sold for 28,500 euros. Was sold, but doesn't say how much. Mercedes-Benz 280 SL sold for 32,000 euros. A Pagoda, 69,000 euros sold. Wow. A Flint B40 Touring sold for 29,900. Wow. we might as well look around and see how much the other one sold for. This looks familiar. It says sold. It's an Anglia, doesn't say how much though. Opel Record D sold 11,000. Okay. A beautiful old English white Jaguar Mark 1 sold for 18,400. Well, there's one in front of it too. This is a lovely, lovely blue one. It's a 420. Sold for 19,900. That's a good price. That's a good price. It's also a pretty fantastic car. I'm not sure about the stereo speakers though. Well, that's okay because I wanted a 420G. Another one over here. This is Mark II 3.4, sold for 59,000 euros. That's a lot too. This 3-litre CSI, sold for 59,000. A 308 GT4 Dino, sold for 85,000 euros. And this Ford Rally was sold too, but doesn't say how much. The auction was yesterday, by the way. Maybe it's a good job I wasn't here. A Mercedes-Benz 190 SL sold for 85,000. Porsche 356 sold for 85,000. A Ferrari 328 sold for 95,000. And Aston Martin Lagonda sold for 79,000. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That's an incredible looking car. Look at that. Look at that. The Jaguar 240 Mark II sold for 33,000 euros. That's good prices here. These are right, 110,000 euros for this 911S and 29,000 for this 200 Heckfloster Mercedes. There's another Mark II over here. This one's a 3.8. Pretty tidy. This was sold for 59,000. Oh, I've done that one already. Okay. More prices. Puch 250 SG sold for 8,500. These Puchs, they're all sold. I'm going to have a look at these two. This is a Consul 315. Interesting unrestored condition. There's a bit of a T-cut on that. It was sold but doesn't say how much. This lovely Beetle was sold for 16,000. And oh yeah, I'd love one of these. Morris Minor Traveller, complete with picnic basket. Used to be the original wood, very heavily varnished. And seats redone as well. Not sure about that piping, that colour. Anyway, it was sold for 18,000 euros. 18,000 euros. They don't go for that in England, I know. So bring yours over here and stick it in the auction. 18,000. And this unrestored Ford Anglia 105E Harry Potter is named, which requires extensive restoration, sold for 1,500 euros. 18,000 euros for this Morris Minor Traveller. I wouldn't call it the greatest restoration in the world, but they are loved and sought after over here, so, you know, vintage cars do tend to be a bit more expensive. Oh. A 1956 Packard Caribbean convertible, this one. Have I got enough room for my suitcases? Yes, I think I have. Enough room in this one as well. These are for sale too. This used to be a CD jukebox, which doesn't really rock my boat, especially not for 7,899 euros. At least this one's got vinyl inside it, but it seems to be fairly late as well. Space Invaders, anyone? This game is yours for 1,199 euros. And I'm afraid, my Muppet friends, I don't have 50 cents to get you going. This one's a bit all vintage. It's an AMI 200.
The disc will come out and then it'll lie down on the platen.
Fantastic.
On the
okay.
player, so.
All right. Okay.
Ready? Go.
Yep. Go. What are we going to get?
I think it plays a little slow. The motor's not at its best. It needs a service.
All right. What have we got? Lambada instrumental. Brilliant.
This is their 50th anniversary. They were making them for a long time before.
Yeah, wow.
But again, there's chrome seen better days. But if we wanted to, we do all of the we make the new chrome and things. But it's to get the old chrome off is the hard part without damaging the metal.
All right. Okay. So what sort of price would this be?
About 7,500 euros.
Yeah.
In this condition, but we would service all of the electronics. I think it's already had ground cables put in there. But yeah. Then it would service it and then we'd guarantee it also for a year. But then if you wanted it brand new out the box with all the new chrome, this has been changed. Somebody smashed it. This comes as glass.
Yeah, I see.
You can change this to glass and then you're looking at about 13 or 14,000 euros for it. It's getting more and more popular. We're in the golden age now of pinball and jukeboxes, so the prices just keep rising and rising. We've hoarded the records because vinyl's becoming more and more popular. People are wanting it more and more.
Yeah.
Because the people that grew up with vinyl are now at a stage where they're in a position to buy something like this.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
5 years ago we were buying something like this for 1,000 euros. Now we can't buy anything but in a not working condition for anything less than 5,000 euros. Okay. This is the new museum. It's been open 18 months, about nearly 2 years now. It's in Kleinhauptdorf. Do you know Excalibur City? It's in between Austria and the Czech Republic.
Oh, okay.
So it's duty free
on the border, up there.
Buy all your cigarettes and everything.
Okay.
We've just opened up the world's largest. It's got nearly 800 jukeboxes now.
Wow.
And, close to 300 pinball machines, but we're putting them all in there. The biggest picture is 1,001 jukeboxes to have them all there. So,
this car is covered in stamps. Covered in stamps everywhere. It's a DKW, of course. And how many stamps do you think are on there? Amazing. It doesn't say. I don't like to ask. On the other hand, this one here is not covered in anything. Inside or out. Oh, the minis. Oh, we'll have to have a look through the minis, won't we? And they're all their variants. Cox GTM. A Cox GTM. So 1969. Wow. It's a new one on me. Fiberglass bodied. That's a Marcos, of course. Fiberglass with the paint. Highway Patrol Mini. It's a 1300, 1976, 78, it says here. Oh, I saw this one at a local car show in the spring. It's a beautifully restored Traveller, 1966. A pickup, a 1969 pickup. Wow, we're in mini heaven here. That's a 1980 Mini 1000. So it says here, but I'm not sure that grille's 1980. And this one has a little bed. Mini camper. And why not? No. It's a Cooper, a Morris Cooper 1000. It's an MG Metro Turbo. Let's see when that's from. Don't see many of those around. Austria. Let's have a look at this BGT. Years of the Mini special show they have here. Now, is this a Mini club or just various Mini owners? I'm not sure if there is a Mini club in Austria, but if there isn't, there should be. Oh, look at this. Wolseley Hornet Mark II. I set out in just my sort of style with a picnic and a radio and even a British flag. It's a rather meaty looking 1275. And a late 50. Is this a Moke? It's like an original one too. Yep, fabulous lineup of minis. Well done everyone there. So that's the end of the show, that's the end of the Coach Slitten and the end of Classic Austria for 2019. It's been a great show, been really proud to be part of it, and hopefully we'll be invited back again next year. Stay tuned for some more adventures with the Rover P5, and thanks for watching, and see you again soon.